Okay, guys, here's a post-fight review from Asmar Wedge. I try to be the most honest trainer in the world. I knows what it takes, and I want to give what I didn't get. That sweet knowledge of the science. So tonight I want to go over Sergio Kovalev and Andre Ward. So I'm going to watch the fight with you guys, man. We're going to go over it together. But I'm going to give it to you like I see it, man. From all the experience that I was blessed to have. And all the experience you guys were blessed to have. Us together, we can make boxing more moralized or morale. All right, so I'm checking them out, man. This is what's going on in my mind. Ward's warming up. He looks like he's very confident. You know, actually, Ward trainer looks a little bit more nervous than he do. But, you know, because as a trainer, especially when you're a thinking trainer, only thing he wants is the cooperation of his fighter. And I hope everything's good between them as far as leader and follower relationship. And can you please make them quiet, man? And you know, he got a good team behind him too. His whole confident squad is there. And yeah, so they got the camera on Ward a lot. I guess he was the favorite in this fight. You know, he's coming up a weight class. It's not much of a weight difference, but for his small frame, he looks pretty small. Once again, he looks confident. He got his crew behind him. And I just hope his trainer-fighter relationship is good, because in retrospect, when I watched this fight the first time, him and his trainer took a minute to get on key. It seems like Ward's been winning so long, I think he kind of forgot that his trainer is the player. He's just the character. And that's real talk. You know, you can't do, you're only as good as your trainer, because he's the one playing the video game. You're just the character inside. You got to make what he says happen, because he sees what you don't see. Okay, now when they're giving him some love, they finally giving Kovalev a little bit of love. Another controversy situation about this fight is they was talking about Kovalev getting robbed because he's in America. Well, me as an amateur, being in the amateurs a long time, it was always an issue where Americans got robbed. And it was blindly robbed. So, you know, it is what it is. That's the nature of the beast. That's the nature of this boxing game. You can't win them all, but it's all about getting out of the game so you can come back another day. So you can come back and fight better. Did you get beat up? That's the whole question. Did you get beat up, and did you get mastered? Did you get figured out? Because if they figure you out, the next person going to come and get you. All right, here we go. The fight starting, guys. Let's see. Kovalev coming out strong, just like I remember. First few rounds, you know, he want to take that first step in. It's like he's not scared of Andre's power or his strength. So he's trying to smother him a little bit, even from the beginning. Both of their hands up nice. I like that. But your hands up don't mean much by themselves. You got to know how to use them. There's a kung fu for defense, and there's a kung fu with your hands for offense. You got to be able to know how to use them for both, not just swinging at somebody. Right now, Kovalev is being the aggressor. Okay, and he landed a shot up the middle. That could be for two reasons, because I don't see Ward getting hit that easy because of his reflex. He's pretty fast. But I don't see him getting hit that easy for any other reason other than the length, distance, the leverage. His arms are longer. Kovalev is popping them jabs out there right from where his hands at. He got his hands kind of forward in front of him, popping that jab right over. That's how you land a jab that almost can't be stopped. Okay, Ward is surprisingly, Ward is not even surprised that he's getting hit. It's not like he's going into a defensive mode. It's not like he's saying, okay, I got to fix something real quick. Ward is just like still on a little arrogance. Like if, like this ain't supposed to happen to me, so I'm gonna keep on doing what I do. But sometimes you gotta make changes. You gotta adjust. Okay. I like both of them hands up, but they keep dropping it. And they're about to smash heads. I tell my fighters, keep your opponent where they're supposed to be. He should never be able to jump into you or get too far away from you. You want to keep him right on the end of your punches. So your feet have a mind of their own. All right, that was the first round. You know, man, I have to give that to Kovalev. Now, that's not official, but the reason I give it to him is because mental. I'm for the mental game more than anything. Mentally, Kovalev got this so far. Okay, now he's trying to do the same thing. Let's see if Ward is listening to his trainer yet and making adjustments. You know, if I was in his corner and I could tell him, what I would say is to stop being there. You got to back up sometimes. When someone want to put pressure on you, let them come. Don't be so tough all the time. Don't be so headstrong. Go ahead and let them come to you. But when he come to you, make sure you're not there. Play that game for a few rounds, man. You know? When somebody coming in, sometimes you got to give them that because you don't want to take no chances. Okay, so they both look like they're filling each other out. And Kovalev, surprisingly, if you're going to put pressure on somebody, like I teach my boys, get in there. You got to stay in there. Every punch, every move got to be going forward if that's what you're doing. If you're trying to muzzle them, you got to muzzle them. You can't do it sometimes and then let them get away sometimes. You know, you got to be consistent. Like if you're catching a roach, you can't go for the roach one time. You got to stay on them. Set traps. Cut off the ring. And I'm watching Kovalev, and he's not doing a great job cutting off of the ring. It's like he's a little hesitant. Maybe he felt Andre's power too. And maybe that was Andre's plan all along, to not let him bully him and show him that he can hit too. And I'm all for that. Look like he winning this round. Andre looked like he's winning this round. Looked like, ooh. And that's where the knockdown come in. And that was because stupidity. Andre shouldn't have been following him around and getting too comfortable. He was taking over the mental game, but now he's got popped. Now, more than likely, even if he don't lose the round, he's going to lose it in everybody else's eyes. And giving Kovalev some more aggressiveness. And that's all good. That's why I tell my fighters, let them come. Just click your heels. I call it clicking your heels. Round one. Move around. Let them come. Get off of the ropes. Keep moving. Move. That's Ali used to do that for rounds and rounds and rounds. Sugar Ray did it for rounds and rounds. That's a grand trick of the game. You got to know how to use them feet and back up fighting. You can't always go forward. And so that's that round down. I think this is round 3. I'm so into this fight, I'm forgetting the rounds. But y'all work with me. I think this round 3. Thanks for that on the bottom over there, whoever pointed that out to me. All right, so now I think Kovalev is giving up his opportunity, even though he never really had an opportunity after the first round. The second and third round, the second round, he got lucky. And the reason I say lucky is because Ward was being stupid and over-aggressive and ran into one of his Kovalev's right hands. So Ward looked silly, stupid, and Kovalev can't take advantage of that. He's still landing punches because Ward's doing the same stupid thing, coming in and staying there. He's not given the opportunity for the fight to go the distance. Ward is doing what somebody would do who's coming for a knockout. He's coming straight in to wear you down from the beginning. But this ain't the type of fight he should be trying to knock the guy out. He should be outpointing him. If you want to do it, he do it in the end. And Kovalev is starting to look silly here now because he had a grand opportunity. He came out tough. He felt a little pop, so he started backing up. While he was trying in a brand new fresh round, he knocks Ward down with a spectacular knockdown. So now it gave him a little more juice to try to go forward again. But now he's dying out again, where he's slowing down and backing up again. So in retrospect, I don't even have to finish this whole fight. I'm starting to see why Ward won this fight and why I didn't understand it. But I knew it was something great because he did what nobody would expect him to do. Stay in there and fight when he don't have to. You know, he didn't have to do this. And he didn't have to do this. But he did it. And I hope it's not because of his lack of ability. I don't know him enough. I haven't watched him enough to know if he can really get on his bicycle and do a Sugar Ray Leonard and do a Muhammad Ali. I don't know. But that's what he needed in this fight. But he's not doing it. He's actually standing on the line. That means straight up and down. That means he's not moving from side to side. He's getting popped with punches, straight punches. All right, that's round 4. Okay. Now we're almost to half of the fight, and Kovalev is already losing. They say he won the first 6 rounds. That's a lie. He's already losing, and of course I'm judging from a mental game. I'm not counting every little punch, but the mental game dictates everything to me because. Just because you doing what you're doing don't mean that you're not being set up. So anyway, this round looks like Ward is safe from being knocked out again. But he's still doing the same style, same plan. This is a fight of wills. Who's going to stick to their plan the most? And it looked like Kovalev is quitting, like he's slowing down. And in retrospect, when I watched it the first time, it did look like he slowed down in the later rounds. Now I see it. Even before the 6th round, he's already slowing down. He's coming forward, but he's getting hit. He's getting countered. And his plan is not working. And he's still doing the same thing he did. He don't have any adjustment skills. His trainer tell him what to do, and he just doing it. And his trainer don't have a second plan. That's what it looks like here in the 5th round. So, okay. Same thing. Kovalev to the point now where his punches, he's not putting everything behind it, because even though he's doing what he was doing, being the aggressor, he's half-heartedly doing it because he don't want to get stuck and get caught. So he's kind of like pot shotting, just popping them, but he's not putting his full weight behind it because he don't want to get caught in there. So, but he's still going forward. His mind is telling him to keep going forward, but he's not. Now, Kovalev's getting frustrated. He hit him in the back. He hit Ward in the back of the head with a clear foul. Hit him very hard. Popped his head forward. That was a real big issue. Bernard Hopkins would have fell on the ground for that. And we would have had a rematch anyway. But I guess Ward ain't giving away no free money. All right. Ward's doing the same thing. He's just fighting like a pit bull in there. I compared him before, and I was right, to Evander Holyfield. But Evander is even more of a little dog when it's coming to fighting. But Andre is kind of half slick, half dog. You know, he's really. This fight is really unpredictable, man. I didn't know this was his character. If this is how he really fight, to all my people out there, is this how he really fights? If it is, he is not using his facilities as much as he should be, man. Hey, I guess he want to fight everybody like he fought in the amateurs. Just you hit me, I hit you, and just keep coming. But he just headlocked Kovalev, and that kind of showed that he's just as strong as Kovalev. He kind of like broke Kovalev with that headlock, pushed him down a little, put his weight on him. Really, he's not as that. He may be smaller, but he's not really that much weaker. He really wants to knock Kovalev out. But the problem is, Kovalev, his mind is set. He's been training to go forward. That's probably how they've been training in the gym. Just to go forward and just go and just go. Punch and get hit and just keep coming forward. That's all he's been doing. That's all he's doing here. He's just coming forward. No muscle on the punches anymore because, I don't know. I would say that he's scared to get hit back, but he's taking some punches, man. Not directly. He ain't taking too many directly. I would say this about Ward. He's not really a seek and destroy knockout artist. He's not really somebody who is going to hit you. Something like, what's my man name from Philly? I got my mind on something else, man. But my man Garcia from Philly, he's a seek and destroyer puncher. You know what I'm saying? He could be moving around like Ward is right now, and pow, and boomerang shot you, and the doggone you wake up with lights. But Ward is just more like a rough and tough junkyard dog type of fighter. And he's consistent, and he's always moving in his rhythm. You know, he got some quick punches. He's in and out. But this fight, he's not in and out with them quick punches. He's coming in, staying there, and just moving quick. Make him miss a little bit, but he just staying in there. And it's all right because he can get away with doing this against Kovalev because Kovalev isn't as quick as him and not as technical. And it's hard for Kovalev to make the adjustment because Kovalev trained to just go forward. And Ward is going forward. So nobody gets any room. Kovalev don't get any room to really land his long punches. You know, if I was Kovalev's trainer, I would have told him to back up. Make him come to you. Pop him with that long jab right there, just like that. Just like he doing right, made that step. But don't come forward. Don't be desperate. Just pop him with that jab on the outside. Back up. Pop him with the right hand, you know. Play Ward out a little bit. If Ward want to come in, let him come in. But Kovalev not thinking like that. He's sticking to his plan. And that's all good. You want to stick to your plan. But this is not a knockout type of fight. None of them are Mike Tyson. None of them are Danny Garcia. They don't have that boomerang sling punch. That surprise punch. Now the fight is kind of like getting redundant and bored. For maybe that's why I had to watch this over again, because it's getting boring now, because it's like, how long are you going to do the wrong thing, you know? And it doesn't matter, because they both don't respect each other's punching power, because they both punch about the same. They're both not really spectacular punches. So if this do anything good for Ward's legacy, it's going to be the fact that he is a great small fighter. He's able to fight them giants. Him moving up was the benchmark for this, because he don't look strong on here. He looks fast, but he's getting hit too much. He's standing up in the punch zone, right in the line. I call it on the line. He's not moving from side to side. He's on the line. He's getting hit on the line. And, so you got goods and bads. But he definitely won this fight, though, because his plan was better than Kovalev's plan. And Kovalev's hands are all the way down on his knees. Been like that since the fight. He put his hands up in the beginning of the fight, but he quickly dropped them. And he doesn't get hit as much as Ward. I admit to that. But he has no kind of rhythm, man. He's just there. And only rhythm he got is when he lunged forward. Whap, whap. He throw the 1-2 or the 1. Or the 1-2. That's all he got. He's got no rhythm. And and they coming close to headbutting each other every other round. Okay, man, now I'm like, can this fight be over with? This is why I don't watch boxing that much. Not because of this fight in particular, because this was the best fight of the year I seen. But other fights, man, be just so stupid, man. Why do they do what they do is what I say. Okay, here we go. Let's go back to the fight, man. All right. Andre still doing the same thing, standing in the middle. He's winning because Kovalev failed. Because Kovalev has absolutely no game plan part 2. He's even backing Kovalev up now. So his going forward thing is looking kind of weak, because he's still trying to go forward, but he's actually being pushed back now. So Ward actually showed his strength in this, man. For a little guy to come up, man, he's strong. He's strong. He's a strong little dude. And but Ward is not spectacular. He's not looking spectacular. His hand speed is good, but his defense is terrible. His defensive speed is terrible. Every time you swing at somebody, you got to be watching out for a punch. So you got to be fast at giving it and fast at moving from it. It's all the same. When you throw a jab, quick as you go out, as quick as you got to come back up to your face. And Ward bust him in the head again with his headbutt. I'm seeing the same old redundant stuff. And now Kovalev is just looking like he just quit now. Like his confidence is gone. Like if he looks like he want to win because he keep doing what he's supposed to do, what his trainer said do. It's not what he's supposed to do, but he's doing what he's told to do. But he's giving up mentally, because it's like this little guy is not a little guy like he thought, and him going forward is not working because he's coming forward at me. So now we just keep clashing, hitting each other in the head. My punches are not knocking him out, and his punches is not knocking me out. So it's like a doggone rock'em sock'em robot. You hit me, I hit you, and let's just do it. Ward is trying to box and get some rhythm and look nice, but his plan is to come in against a fighter. Let me tell you how he's supposed to look. If you're gonna come in like that against a puncher, and you want to outpunch the puncher, man, your hands gotta go. You gotta let them hands go. You gotta come and your defense is going in. Like they always say, your defense is your offense. The best defense is a good offense. That's true if you're gonna fight like that. If you're gonna come in like an animal, you coming in like an animal, not straight up boxing and still coming in and bumping heads with each other. They're gonna knock each other out with their head. Okay, so let's take this a little farther. I wish something to change, guys. I'm sorry, man. I don't know what else to say. I mean, they're doing the same thing over and over again. It's redundant. And it's not necessarily boring because it's like, wow, Ward is not a small guy. And Kovalev is pretty demanding and consistent, like not consistent, but like he just won't stop. He's demanding. He just keep coming at what he's doing, and you know somebody just need to pop him one good time. He needs somebody to say pow. He need Ward to just pop him and say, hey man, stop coming at me. But Ward can't do that. You know, Ward is a small guy, truly. But he's strong, he's tough, but he don't have that animal kill punch, that Danny Garcia punch. You know? And Ward is just a great fighter. You know? He's a great fighter. He's a great fighter. He's not a overly great offensively or defensively. He's very even fighter. He's just a great fighter. He's just a real mental and determined fighter. And you know, I have to give a lot of credit to his mentor and his trainer, man. Because if you don't have a lot of great attributes, super strong and super fast, your trainer is the one going to get you through because it's going to be a good plan. He's a well-planned fighter. Kovalev, man, is just making good money, man. He's not a superstar. He's not a superstar. He's a strong fighter, man. He's strong. He's okay, man. He's okay. I'm not saying he can't do his thing. He's a boxer. He puts his hands up. He comes forward. You know, he's not a target. He's not easy to hit, and he take punches well. But his mental game is garbage. He has no mental game. It's crazy. He got technique, but no plan. And his plan is just like a wind-up robot. Somebody wind him up and say, go. And he just so happened to be fighting a young, small guy who can't give him that pop, that Danny Garcia left hook. But the young guy's intelligent enough with a good basic plan to, you know, move, stick a move, and land more punches. It's just a real everyday type of fight. Everyday type of fight. Now, I don't know whoever else is in that division, but if there's any fighter who can fight with rhythm like Ward and put a lot of pressure on Ward by working just as hard as Ward and be big as Ward and make Ward punches obsolete like that, then they could beat Ward. But it would be a spectacular fight, because I think that would bring the best out of Ward. That would make him go into overdrive. But right now, man, his punch count is very low. You know, he may be throwing more than the other guy, because the other guy punch count is, you know, almost non-existent. You know, at this point, you know, it's pretty much all he trying to do is step forward. That's his whole game. Step forward. Step forward even if you get hit. Step forward and jab. Step forward and jab. Step forward and jab. That's all he doing. And Ward is trying to step forward too. They're both trying to step forward. Ward is trying to step forward and prove that his punches don't hurt him and trying to counter. He's desperately trying to get a clean counter. It's like, it's more than one way to knock somebody out. You can't knock them out with one punch. So you try to get a good counter punch right on the chin or right on the temple, or, you know, somewhere it's going to really catch him. But Ward can't land that super punch. And I barely see anybody work. This fight is a head-hunting fight to the fullest. This is a real rock'em sock'em fight. A real rock'em sock'em fight. See that jab? Ward just taking jabs. Taking jabs. And instead of him moving, backing up, breathing, rethinking it, he take the jab because it don't hurt him, he feel. You know, he's a big guy. See, he trying to land that punch, man, but Kovalev he's just big and broad, and he's kind of like, he's not that much slower than Ward. He's able to not get caught with a counterpunch by Ward, and it's making Ward real hard to land that one punch. And he's being first. That's one thing good about Kovalev. He's being first. So it's making Ward have to be the counterpuncher. So he's being first, and then he's moving, or he's blocking, whatever he's doing. People don't block nowadays. I hate to even say that, but Kovalev is punching and doing whatever you do not to get hit, move his head or whatever. But he being first, and that's what coaches always yell: be first, be first. Why? Because that'll take the opportunity away from, that'll force your opponent to try to counter you. That's all he could do. And that's a cat and mouse game, man. If you be first and somebody try to counter, you can always move from their counter, because he can't move until you move. See, he being first. If Kovalev was more of a complete boxer, if he knew how to go to the body with some of them straight punches, and he knew how to put his hands up and drop down low and go to the body and work his way up, and when Ward try to escape to the right, come with a right hand, left hook, and then we try to escape to the left hook, right hand, and keep pressure on him like that, cutting off of the ring, back to the jab, and doing it over again, Ward may have got beat up, because Ward sure did not move. And when a big guy's fighting a small guy, the little guy is the one should move. Move, create angles, and counter. Something like what he did just now. That was like a preview, I guess, a tease. Ward is just teasing me here. I'm going through this fight. Man, if any of you guys last with me through this whole fight, as I give you this little analyst, man, thank you. Because I'm about to fall asleep. All right. They back at it again. Watch, they just bump heads. That's all they doing is just bumping each other. This whole fight was about two people going in at each other. And one is actually the faster, smaller, supposed to be the most elusive. He's supposed to fight like a small guy. But I don't know his plan. His trainer is good, man. Virgil is a good trainer, man. So maybe, that's how they won, man. And his plan is better. Maybe his plan was better than mine. But I would have told Ward to dance and move and box. And then when you have to, you go in and do this fight and let him know that, get respect from him. Let him know that you ain't no chump and you won't get hurt. But don't just do the whole fight like that. It's like giving him a fight, making it easy for the big, slow guy to fight. Making it easy for him to hit you. It's like a lazy man's fight. All because you want to knock him out so bad. But your punches are not even hitting him. The timing is off. And the ones that do hit him ain't hurting him. And you holding on the punches too long. You gotta let them go. Oh man, I ain't see one desperate combination yet. 5 punches. I ain't see one 5-punch combination yet. Kovalev tries, but his big self keep missing. Okay. Yeah, somebody was just trying to get with me for a boxing class. That's the second person today, man. All right, now Kovalev is actually tired of bumping with this little guy. Now he's falling. They wrestling and stuff. So at first glance, this fight was very entertaining, very confusing, and very exciting because Ward weathered the storm. But now in retrospect, when I watch this fight over again, Kovalev won probably one round. And remember, this ain't just by points. This ain't how many times you move in your gloves and how many times you actually touch somebody don't always count for the most points. I'm looking at the mental game of this fight. Kovalev stuck to his plan all the way to the end. And all it did is tire himself out. He landed a few punches. He knocked Ward down because Ward fought the opposite of what he's supposed to did. And caused for a good fight, man. That's why it turned out to be a good fight, because the fighters are fighting, sorry to say, but stupid. They're not fighting the fight they're supposed to fight. But by no means did I see this fight go to Kovalev. If I want to give anything to Kovalev, I'm going to give the fact that he stuck to his game. He stuck to his game, and he took advantage a little bit of Ward's stupidity, but he didn't know how to change it up to finish Ward off. All he had to do is do what Ward don't want to do. If somebody want to come in and punch with you, whether you're stronger or weaker, box the person. If he want to come in and try to box you, you step it up and you punch the person. You give them what they want to get. You don't come out with one plan. I'm going to just come in and go forward on this guy, smother him, and then the guy don't do what you expecting him to do, and you don't have no second plan. It's just you doing what you do. Man, this video is long, man. I really didn't know this fight was gonna be this long. But my eyes are hurting. And pretty much y'all know the rest of what happened, man. Peace.